Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Trey, and this is another mukbang. It's Mcalister's Deli, and what I got is you know what? I forgot what this is called. I think it's called the King something. If y'all are familiar with Mcalister's, I know what I'm talking about. Today is my cheat day on my diet. I'm actually not doing, some people do one cheat day a week. I'm doing like one cheat day every 2 weeks. But I got the King. See that? The King Club something. Anyway, I know it's good because this is what I ordered the first time. So this is what I got again, because you know how, you go places and you get familiar. Sometimes you want to explore and try everything, but I already know what this is going to be. So I'm probably going to eat half now and then save the other half for another day. I cut it into 2 halves and save it for 2 more days. That sounds more like a plan to me, because this thing is really, really big. If you can see this, look at this. Look at that. A lot of meat on there. 3 pieces of bread. Oops, I just dropped some lettuce or something. 3 pieces of bread. All right, this video, I'm sure, as you can tell by the title, it's gonna be quite interesting. But my life as a sex store worker, I got so many stories that I could tell. This is probably going to be just part 1. I might do a part 2 and a part 3. But when I was 21, let me get some of this first before I start on this. You know what I've come to find is that since I've been on this eating right thing, and I've lost some weight, quite a bit of weight, for like now it's noticeable to people. Now I can't eat as much. I actually get full. Like at one point I could probably eat this whole sandwich, both sides, no problem. I might not be able to eat this whole half right here. It's like my stomach gets full. And then I know it because, like when you eat less, your stomach, your internal stomach shrinks down and all that stuff. I was 21, right? And when I went to the store, this store is no longer in existence or anything anymore. But when I went to the store, I think I might have just went by and I saw they had a help wanted sign on the window. Now, this was in Louisiana too, by the way. In order to work at a establishment like a sex store, a video sex store, a strip club, or anything that's adult entertainment related, you have to have a SOB card. Now that's in the state of Louisiana. I don't know if that applies everywhere, because I haven't really heard other people talk about it anywhere else. But a SOB card is a sexually oriented business license that you get from the police department. So I have my SOB card. I already had one because prior to that I did do a little bit of adult entertainment. Say hi to Chucky back there. Chucky and Tiffany in the corner. What y'all think about that new Chucky movie that's coming out? That thing looked kind of weird. Anyway, back to my story. So I already had an SOB card. I had done some exotic dancing, and therefore I already had the card. And when I went in, I think I might have went in and did like a little application. Got a call back the next day. I think it might have also already been because I had the SOB card. And that was one phase they wouldn't have to go through with me. And my job was attendant. So It was a small kind of place, but what it was a video store, adult videos, X-rated videos. We had all the toys and all that stuff, and it also had the video booths that you go into and you put your little money in the machines and all that stuff, and the little video come on the screen. They had those rooms, and then it also had a big theater, a big theater that you would go in and sit down and watch the movie, and you know what people do in them kind of places. Man, I thought it was good because I had it made. The reason I'm saying I had it made, and I'm gonna try to remember what my schedule was exactly, but I know it was a really, really good schedule. I think I worked Monday, Tuesday. No, that's not right. I was off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. No, I'm lying. I didn't have 3 days off. I had 2 days off. So I worked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Man, it's been so long. Okay. It was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I worked 3 p.m. to 12 at night. And we might have even closed at 10, but I think it was 12. On Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then Sundays was 12 noon to 6, or was it 7? Anyway, we closed earlier on Sundays. My schedule allowed me to really kind of entertain my club and lifestyle that I had back then. I was one of them people that would go to the club every Friday and Saturday. And then, you know, it was legit for me. I liked it a lot. One of the things that happened while I was working there at the sex store, I'm just going to call it that, at the sex store, was I almost got arrested. And I had to go to court. Now, when I was working, I was the only person that was actually there on shift, because we worked single shifts. So I was the attendant, you know, I was running the cash register. I was assisting everybody finding their sexual pleasure, toys or movies or whatever, or letting people into the theater and all of that stuff. I was doing, you know, the whole 9 yards. Now, with that being said, it wasn't a bad area, but it wasn't a good area. But the police would kind of frequent the area, and I didn't know. I mean, I knew that, you know, people going up in there and they doing stuff, you know, in that theater, but I'm not really thinking about what they doing in the theater. I'm just doing my job. But ever so often, the police would come through and they would, quote unquote, do a raid, and they would go into the theater, about 4 or 5 of them undercover, and they would just sit there. And if they caught anyone or saw anybody in the time frame that they were in there doing any kind of sexual act, they would take them out immediately. I think they even arrested them. I didn't see them take people out of there in handcuffs. But one night I was there and I was working, right? They did their little raid thing. They come out and they say, "Excuse me, sir, we got to talk to you for a minute too." And they write me, the worker, not the owner of the establishment, but me, the worker, a citation. I don't remember what it was for, but I had to end up going to court. Luckily, on the day that I had court, the owner actually came down to the court, and I don't know, he was kind of a little bit high profile, so he had some connections and stuff, so he was able to go down there and do what he had to do, and I just went, showed up, and left. And anything that they tried to do with that citation towards me was gone and done with, which was all good. I didn't know that you could be like cited or possibly arrested for just working there. If someone else, some grown people, you can't control what other grown people do. But anyway, this other time, I got a lot of big stories from there. But this one right here, I'm not even eating my food. I'm just talking. I'm going to take it into a little section. Then I'm eat it like this. Let me eat some of this, y'all. It's cheddar cheese. It's cheddar cheese on this. I think Swiss cheese or pepper jack cheese, and turkey, and probably some ham. I think there's a little bit of bacon on here. It was good though. When I woke up today, I was kind of, I already thinking, oh, I want one of them salads. Well, not salads, but one of them sandwiches from Mcalister's. All right. So yeah, what happened was I was working the night shift one night, and I'm sitting down. Now where I sit, you got to picture this. There's a ring around me that I sit behind, like a ring counter. It kind of sits up high from the regular ground of the floor in the store. And I could see all around in the store, all the way around in front of me were the videos and the toys. To the left of me were the video booths. To the right of me was the door where you go in to sit in the theater and all of that stuff. It was $10 to go inside of the theater. And under the counters right in front of me, I had cameras that I could see, not inside the theater, but I could see the parking lot, the door. After it got a certain hour, we would shut the main door and you would have to be buzzed in. Cool. At this type of establishment, and I'm pretty sure this happens a lot of places, but it's always a lot of older white men. And I'm not saying this to be racist or anything like that. It's just what it is. A lot of older white men frequent video sex stores and stuff. And one of the guys that came in there kind of often, regularly, he had to be in like his late 60s or somewhere around there. He was leaving out. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching the cameras of the parking lot. He gets into his truck. He bags out. It's like a parking lot like this. So it has cars on this side and cars on that side. All right. So he backs out. Bam. Hits my car. My car. It was a Chevy Malibu, but it was mine. It was mine. And then he just drove the fuck away. Real fast. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure he knew I heard it. And then I'm watching the camera. So he might have even knew that I saw it. He just drove the fuck away. I go out there. My back bumper is dented up, a little bit. It's not like it wasn't bad, but it was scratched and dented enough to where, something needed to be repaired on it. So, you know what? I'm like, you know what? I called the police to come out because, I'm going to have to call my insurance about this because, I'm not going to just be paying out of pocket for this. No. And so they come out, they do the report. I contact my insurance the next day or whatever. Cool. The police officers go on the video and they look and see if they can identify like a license plate number on the vehicle, but it wasn't to where you could see their license plate or anything. 7 days later, about exactly a week later, the same truck comes back. And now I'm thinking he may not have known that it was my car that he hit. He just knew he hit somebody's car. So he came back and he paid to go in the theater. He walked on around in the theater. I walked right on out there in the parking lot. I went and looked at his truck real close just to make sure, that it was the same one. And it was. At that point, I had a burgundy car. My paint was still on the end of his bumper. I take pictures of everything. His truck, my car, his license plate. Turn it over to my insurance. A day or so later, they called me and said, okay, well, they got in touch with the person's insurance company. They found out who it was and everything. However, the adjuster or whoever, whatever, they called them and went out and talked to them and all this stuff. And it was a woman that came to the door. This is what I was told because I wasn't there. But it was a woman that came to the door. And she said that her husband drives this vehicle. Not only that, once they explained to her what happened and why they were there, she said her husband's a pastor. He would never be on that side of town. Like, I just randomly picked a random driver's license number to turn over to my insurance when I got pictures of him at my job, you know. Now, granted, I don't care that he was a pastor or that he was married. I know for a fact that he was an older white man, and he backed into my car and he hit my car. Now, he didn't want to get caught because 9 times out of 10, he was in the theater messing with other men. Because that's what a lot of them do. I mean, that's what they do. It's just crazy. But she just went like all ballistic. Oh, it could not have been him. Like, I done just went out the way to try to frame somebody and all this kind of nonsense. I was like, no. Eventually, they, I don't know how they fixed it out, but my insurance ended up taking care of me, which was good. They came out on my job to do the inspection on the car. Now, it's been a long time, so I could say this now. What I did was the damage wasn't that bad, but I made it look a whole lot worse than what it was. The bumper was thumped a little bit, and some scratches were there. And I think the scratches might have even went away, like once you wet them or something like that. You know, like it'd be those little light scratches. I went in there, literally took the bumper loose and made it hang down, and showed like some trimming was coming off and all of that stuff, and got a nice little check, which was nice. I just put the little screw back in there, tighten the bumper back up. Yeah, so that was one of the craziest things that, well, 2 of the craziest things that kind of happened to me while working at the sex store. It's definitely going to be a part 2. But I didn't even really eat a lot of my meal. Look at what I done ate, y'all. Whole sandwich. I done ate a quarter of one sandwich. And I'm kind of full already. Thank y'all for watching my video, listening to my story time. This is the first one that I've done. So if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you have ever been a sex store worker or worked in that realm and you've had some experiences, comment down below. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, peace.
My swag sauce, my swag who, my swag not my swag you, my swag he, my swag her, my swag you, my swag stuff, my swag fly, my swag tight, your swag wrong, my swag right, my swag on, your swag off, just flat line, so good now. I swag it out 'cause my swag